It's Friday. Welcome along to another video from Park It. Okay, here I am in the dyno room. It's Friday and I ain't having a good day. So we like to show you the fun part of this business, but actually sometimes there's a pain in the ass part of this business. And I've got this RSV4 here on the dyno, and well, the thumbnail and title says it all. Did I just brick this ECU? Let's just wind back a few hours and see what was going on. So there we are, you see the bike's running. So what's the problem, I hear you say? Well, after I did those runs, which was basically to warm the bike up and to get some base data, I set about loading up a new map for it. But fuel light was on, so I thought, I know, I need to go get some fuel. I was working alone that day, loads of people were in and out, the phone was going. I'm doing my best to ignore it because at the end of the day, these sort of things need 100% of your attention or things can go wrong. And there we are. So anyways, I goes out, I go and get some fuel, come back. I've left the bike on and I think, well, okay, silly arse. Think nothing of it. They're left on a power supply anyway, so the battery's not going to drain. And I go about putting some fuel in it. Then I hit the starter. Nothing. Nada. These bikes are renowned for having issues with starter solenoids and whatnot. So that's it. I'm thinking, oh goodness, what's gone off? This is just my luck. And I better go and check out the starter. So over the next 3 hours, I'm going all over the bike with a multimeter. And ultimately, I can't find anything that would not cause this bike to start. So that's it, done. Friday, long day. This bike needs to get done for this customer. Bike won't start, I haven't even started mapping it yet. And then I happened to look down at the dash and saw race. Now, interestingly, I was going to use the Aprilia base map for our custom map, and I'd set that all up to go. In my haze, I had actually sent that data to the ECU, and for one reason or another, I thought, I wonder. So, goes ahead, I have a copy of the stock file, put the stock file back in, close my eyes, cross my fingers, hit that start button. And everything's all right. So, there we go. So everything's all right. Bike starts, wicked. That was a relief, an absolute relief. So that got me thinking, what the hell's gone off here? But by then, it's like 6:45 on Friday. I need to be in the following day anyway. Loads of stuff going on Saturday. So, but at least I'm going home. The bike's running. So, brilliant, excellent. So, got me thinking, what went off? This is a map that I've used as base files in the past, and I've had no problems. So, next day, comes in, and I download a fresh copy of that map. So, not one that I've had on my computer or anything like that, an absolute fresh virgin copy. Because I'm thinking, well, this is the right ECU. Now, for those people who don't get involved with ECU mapping on these, they have a particular H number at the end of it. I think it's HW, so like HW300, HW320, HW330, etc., etc. You can't go banging in like a HW300 file into a 320 ECU. It just ain't gonna work. So I'm thinking, well, hold on, you know, what's going off here? Lift the tank. There it is. It's a 16. and it's a HW320 off the top of my head. Check my file, we've got the right file, so everything's tallying up. So download a fresh file, I put that in. Now, that was a tense long time. So these take nearly 15 minutes to flash. And you can imagine how many of those we're doing throughout a dyno session. So go through the normal procedure, off on, we have to do the reset adaptions, the throttle learns and things like that. Bang, again, close eyes, hit the starter, bang, fires up. Fires up first time. Bastard, first bloody time. So I can only imagine we had some kind of bad file. Could have been related to the fact that I'd left the bike on, perhaps not, perhaps yes. I don't know. All I know is that the same file, Virgin, went around the bike. So, you know, we've been doing this, God knows how long, what, like 13 years. And it just shows something can still catch you out, freak you out, look in a different direction. Some will probably be reading this thinking, well, we just flashed it, so, you know, he should have known, he should have put the stock file back in. But like I say, for some reason, I hadn't realised I'd pressed the go button. I saw fuel. Well, I did. So that's that. So I didn't go looking for that in the instance. Now, it is what it is. But what we've got now is an RSV4 that's running perfectly. We've got some mapping to do, which I'm going to be doing. Came in early doors on Saturday to do that and got a little bit done. But then the day just went, you know, manic. Meant to put it on at the end of the day. But by then it's 6 o'clock. So here I am, Monday, back at it. And you can imagine I've had some hours in it. We're sort of halfway through and I thought I'm going to sit down, do this video and share it. Because this sort of things people like to see. Sadly, things when it doesn't go swimmingly. This is a thing that you guys out there don't get to see what goes on in these rooms, be it a car mapping centre or a bike mapping centre. Sometimes this stuff don't go plain sailing. And sometimes it takes us hours. But ultimately, you get back a bike that you're paying a fee for that's done. Meh, you know, don't need to know what's gone on in between, whether it took 2 hours, 4 hours, or in this case, it's probably going to set me back, I don't know, 6 hours or so of my time because of what went on there. But that just shows the pitfalls. Again, you know, I talk about in a previous video where we're doing triumphs with Tune ECU and the pitfalls of self-mapping or self-flashing. And we do a lot with Woolies Racing, and the conversations I have with those about the amount of support tickets they get where people just aren't doing things right and end up bricking ECUs or creating hassle for the support team where they've not read ECU numbers out or they've just pushed files on. They believe, oh yeah, it's definitely a 2015. Pick a file, stick it in. Oh no, turns out it's a 2014 and it's got a completely different ECU number, that kind of stuff. So, you know, if you're doing this sort of stuff out there, you know, just take your time. If it can catch someone who's been doing it for 13 years out, you know, it can catch you out. So all I say is just take the time, be steady with it. So anyway, there's my little story. Bit of a nightmare, but we're all good now, which is fantastic. So I'm going to go get running this RSV a little bit more. I'm sure I'll put that up in the video there because these sound fantastic, these V4s. So you can take a little look at that. And of course, any comments, pop them down there. We do our best to answer within a decent time scale. Got any questions, any suggestions? You know, what would you have done? Would you have gone straight for the flash? Would you have looked around other stuff? Bearing in mind that at that stage, I hadn't realised it was there. It was only when I clocked that little race on the dash that it sort of popped out into me. But there we go. Well worth a little look. Take a look and enjoy this V4 in action. And until next time, you've been watching Park It Dyno and Suspension.